We're back inside Honda Center, a very special Olympic ceremony. Here's PA announcer Phil Hewlett.
Fans, please join us in congratulating and welcoming back Olympians from this year's Sochi Games. Please welcome members of the Anaheim Ducks score program with a presentation of flags representing the 7 nations of tonight's Olympians. At this time, we would like to congratulate NHL Olympians from both the Carolina Hurricanes and your Anaheim Ducks. From Team Slovakia, ranked 4th among all skaters in time on ice in the tournament, Carolina defenseman Andrej Sekera. From Team Russia, with 2 assists and a +2 rating in the tournament, Carolina forward Alexander Semin. From Team Switzerland, posting 2 shutouts, a save percentage of 97.1 and a goals against average of 0.67, Anaheim Ducks goaltender Jonas Hiller. From Team USA, Carolina Hurricanes defenseman Justin Falk. From your Anaheim Ducks, with a goal against Russia and a U.S. defenseman leading +4 rating, Cam Fowler. From Team Finland, a +6 rating and 4 assists in the tournament, winner of a bronze medal, Carolina Hurricanes forward Tuomo Ruutu. Also from Team Finland, led all defensemen in the tournament with 5 assists. In his first Olympic appearance, bronze medalist defenseman Sami Vatanen. And with 4 goals, 2 assists scored in the Sochi tournament. Now tied with 3rd all-time in most Olympic goals scored with 24. And tied for 1st in most medals in men's ice hockey. All-time bronze medal winner, Anaheim Duck forward, Finnish team captain and the Sochi tournament MVP, Teemu Selanne. From Team Switzerland, with 1 assist and his first Olympic silver medal, congratulations Anaheim Ducks forward, Jacob Silverberg. From Team Canada, playing in his 2nd consecutive Olympic Games with a tournament +3 rating and his 2nd gold medal, Corey Perry. Also playing in his 2nd consecutive Olympic Games with 1 goal and 2 assists in the tournament, receiving his 2nd gold medal, Ducks captain Ryan Getzlaf. Let's hear it one more time for all of our Olympians.
Well, they're highly decorated and just a tremendous ceremony trip here at Honda Center. And great to see Alexander Semin back in the Hurricane lineup tonight.
It sure is. Not the type of Olympic tournament Semin and the Russians wanted. It is so cool to see Selanne and Ruutu out there together because they are very close friends, 3 times Olympic teammates and roommates in Sochi.
Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Cam Ward had 15 saves and a 3-2 loss at Buffalo on Tuesday night. And a former Hurricane draft choice, Frederick Anderson, who went back into the draft, was picked in the 3rd round by Anaheim. He will appear for the 19th time this season, and their team defense is number 6. The officials tonight, Tim Peel and Kevin Pollock, Mark Wheeler and Lonnie Cameron on the lines.
Tim Peel, I believe, officiated the semifinal game between Sweden and Finland. So he was over in Sochi as well, and I believe he actually officiated the last game that you and I worked together here in this building.
Carolina will start with a new line. It's Eric Stahl, Elias Lindholm, and Jeff Skinner. With Andrej Sekera and Justin Falk on defense. Sit back and enjoy this one from Honda Center. Saku Koivu A lead pass for Daniel Winnick. Icing is called here against Anaheim. And let's check out tonight's Storm Tracker.
Well, the Hurricanes are going to need their A game here from Kirk Muller and company to beat a team that's been outstanding at home, two-way hockey. And they did play a two-way game for the most part against Los Angeles yesterday. The 0-3 draft. Eric Staal, Getzlaf Perry. Who has the big night or nights this evening? And then below the goal line, Carolina scored their goal working below the goal line against LA.
Justin Falk's shot blocked on the way through. We take a look at the Rex Express Care injuries and scratches at the top of your screen. Rex Healthcare is chosen for excellence. Is off the boards, gathered in by Skinner, answered by Frederick Anderson. Loose along the boards now. Winnick drops it off. Then Lovejoy with a quick up, denied by Andre Sekera. Justin Falk skate to stick. Crossing the line is Skinner, negated by Cam Fowler. Both of those players were selected in the 2010 draft. And Ryan Getzlaf with a long pass off the stick of Ron Hainsey over the top of Cam Ward. Belmore this way for Jiri Tlusty. Tlusty now for Jordan Staal. This line is Jordan with Tlusty and Alexander Semin. Reverse by Ron Hainsey. And now Hampus Lindholm pressured by Jiri Tlusty. Anaheim's Lindholm, no relation to Carolina's. Perry's shot answered. Excellent save by Cam Ward. Now, Francois Beauchemin as it deflects wide. Corey Perry, a tough angle. Shut down by Ward. He'll melt it down. Should the Canes win tonight, all Caniacs win. Get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after a Canes win. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
When you have a high level of skill and you play together forever, chemistry like this occurs. Getzlaf, the quick backhand transition pass to Perry, and Cam Ward's first early test.
Off the draw now, Lucas Spiza or Teemu Selanne. Matt Bolesky holding onto it. Flushed out, pinching is Spiza. And a possible breakout here for Carolina. Good look at Tuomo Ruutu. Hunting down former Hurricane Brian Allen. Allen along the boards now. The Ducks attempt to get it out. Bolesky had it, lost it. Jakob Silfverberg out to center ice. Bolesky with Selanne. Walks in, he's wrapped up. A collision with Cam Ward, Jay Harrison, and Bolesky. And no calls are made, and Carolina survives as they get it out.
That was a 2-on-1 where Harrison got caught. Harrison not in the lineup yesterday, but his skating ability got him back.
Eric Staal given a shove that time by Nick Palmieri. It's negated at the defense by Beauchemin. Anderson fights off a chance. Now Palmieri upended by Elias Lindholm. It kicks out. Anderson has control of it. No further play.
Two early chances for Jeff Skinner, and the Hurricanes need him to convert. They need him to be a two-way player as well. Jay Harrison got caught, but he's a pretty good skater for a big man, and he got all the way back to prevent a shot on goal and not take a penalty. Good work from Harrison. And Lindholm was slid down playing the first shift with Jordan Staal and Jeff Skinner there with the captain.
Off the face-off now, it kicks back for Falk. He's hit hard by Nick Palmieri out of the corner. Hampus Lindholm at the line, knocked down by Andre Sekera. Semin for Jordan. Tlusty with a shot blocked by Beauchemin. Falk lets one fly. It's tipped wide. Loose this way. Semin drops it off in the skates of Tlusty. And now Hampus Lindholm will clear it all the way back in the Carolina zone. Patrick Maroon in pursuit of Justin Falk. And the Hurricanes attempt to get it back out.
Anaheim played an extremely physical game in a 1-0 win against St. Louis on Friday night. As their head coach Bruce Boudreau said, it had as much meat to it, that game, as any game they've played.
Now through center ice. Anaheim on the attack. Cogliano, Cam Fowler, his shot picked off by Cam Ward. Caniacs, here's your chance to win a team-signed hockey stick from Rex Healthcare. Simply follow Rex Healthcare on Twitter and tweet the hashtag RexHeart. Do it right now for your chance to win. The winner will be notified by reply tweet and announced in the third period.
Brett Belmore, Wayne Gretzky had dinner with Kirk Muller after the game in LA yesterday. And he said, Kirk did, that Gretzky was raving how hard Belmore competes. Didn't know anything about him. and Gretzky sat near ice level. Belmore, a big part of most of those successful penalty kills.
Brian Allen now sidestepping Drayson Bowman. Jacob Silverberg fighting off Manny Malhotra. The puck deflects out of play, and we get a stoppage.
Tim Peel says that puck glances the glass before it hits the netting. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty. Justin Falk takes this hit early from Maroon and has gone to the Carolina dressing room. And from that reaction, it almost looks like his upper body's okay. Grabs something there in the lower body. And we'll keep an eye if the very important Carolina blue liner comes back.
Face-off win by the Hurricanes. It comes all the way back. Eric Stahl, Skinner, and Elias Lindholm. Anaheim, Daniel Winnick, Cogliano. Now Saku Koivu off of Cam Ward. Top of your screen. Overskated by Elias Lindholm. Cogliano. Winnick holding, shooting one. It goes wide. A big rebound off the end wall. Lindholm for Carolina. Reverses for John Michael Lyles. And the Hurricanes now start the breakout.
It was a good defensive play from Lyles off the end boards.
Jeff Skinner. Dancing pass for Stahl. Shut down by Anderson. And play is blown dead. And a penalty is called out in front.
Good chances both ways, John, to begin this game. Just 4 minutes and a few seconds in. Both goalies have been tested, and the Hurricanes are going to get their first power play of the evening here in Anaheim, night back in Raleigh. And it's going to be Cam Fowler, who is guilty of the hook. Eric Stahl is the guy that drew the call.
So the Hurricane power play right now, number 29, number 26 on the road against an Anaheim killing rate of number 13 overall and 7th best at home. Carolina 1 out of 18 with their power play in the last 5 games. Off the draw, Francois Beauchemin will sneak it by Jay Harrison, and they regroup.
Well, I've liked the power play the last couple of games. With Semin back in, I want to make sure he plays with the same pace at a high velocity and moving pucks and moving bodies that the rest of the team has done in his absence. If they do, they're going to have success.
Anaheim right now, the best team in the National Hockey League statistically. They have 42 wins against 14 losses and 5 overtime decisions over the line. Jordan Stahl now moving it by Beauchemin. It goes deep. So Lusty pays the price. Hit hard by Brian Allen. They chalky along the boards. Beauchemin tries to clear. Lyles races across, does a good job. Lays it this way now for Harrison. His bid blocked by Francois Beauchemin. Now it's laid back again for Lyles. Lyles for Jay Harrison. His shot off a body again off Anaheim defenseman Francois Beauchemin. Now getting to it is Brian Allen. A little help here from Daniel Winnick, and they kill time.
Two-way hockey, one of our game keys. After a couple good blocks, that was two-way hockey from Getzlaf. We saw him make a pass to Perry in transition, and there an outlet to clear a puck.
Andre Sekera. Under a minute left in this Carolina power play. Broken up by Ben Lovejoy. Not out. Skinner had it, lost it. Swept aside by Saku Koivu, and it comes all the way back. Sekera ahead of Andrew Cogliano, and now Ron Hainsey will orchestrate the breakout. Eric Stahl away from Koivu. Moving up on Lukas Spiza. Stahl off the paddle of Frederick Anderson, loose now and gathered in by Elias Lindholm, who's pushed out to center ice, and the Canes regroup.
Eric Stahl won a gold medal with Canada and Vancouver. He sees that pregame ceremony. That has to be a motivational factor that he didn't make the team in this hockey game, that he needs to lead Carolina to get back on the right track.
Ron Hainsey inside, but brought in offside with 7 seconds left on the power play. Should the Canes score on the power play tonight, the Duke Energy power play, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time.
One other note about that pregame ceremony, I saw the flag from Switzerland. Years ago, we were here at a tough point in the season that the Hurricanes needed a big win after losing in Dallas and Phoenix. And a guy named Martin Gerber led him to victory, and it probably was the turning point of that season.
A turnover, and Ward got a piece of that shot taken by Corey Perry, set up by Ryan Getzlaf. Carolina had one shot with their power play. Comes back. Hampus Lindholm off the boards, out to center ice. Getzlaf swings it all the way across for Perry. Here they come. Beauchemin hammers one, blocked by Belmore. Lindholm out in front. Penner, they score! It comes free, and it's Corey Perry all alone at the side of the goal. as Corey Perry makes it 1-0 Anaheim.
And the Hurricanes are down Falk right now, and now Belmore perhaps is hurt from blocking that shot. So they may be down 2 defensemen. We began our telecast on the Anaheim side talking about Perry and Getzlaf. And you're going to see why here. They drive, Francois Beauchemin, the defenseman, jumps in, and then it's all recovery from there. Good things happen when you have multiple players going to the net. You have 2 players here, John, that have gone other places but play their best hockey in Anaheim. One is Dustin Penner, the other's Francois Beauchemin. And then the 2 staples that were drafted by the Ducks and have been superstar Ducks. And that's Perry and, of course, the captain Getzlaf.
Corey Perry now 31 goals, plus 24 coming in. And now Carolina will get it deep. As Belmore was stung by the shot, basically down to 3 players defending in that situation, and Corey Perry was left all alone. Now Carolina restarts from their own zone. Just over 7 minutes gone in period 1. Ron Hainsey will lug it out. Manny Malhotra away from Jakob Silverberg. It comes all the way back for Brian Allen. They go D to D. Luca Spiza. Center zone Solani. Now Silverberg. Silverberg earning a silver medal with Sweden. It goes deep. Now Silverberg in control. Back it goes Allen. Now Spiza with a shot deflecting wide off of Grayson Bowman. Loose to the corner. At Bolesky for Anaheim. A hard hit. Loose in back of Cam Ward. They scrum for it. It pops out. Down the boards is Brian Allen. Inside for Bolesky. Broken up Patrick Dwyer. And the Hurricanes now attempt to get it out. Twisted out of the zone that time by Lyles, but Anaheim's in control, and here they come again. Teemu Solani will go cross corner. Bruce Boudreau, his team changing on the fly. Alexander Semin back in the lineup tonight after missing yesterday's game in L.A. Out to center. Jordan Stahl knocking it down, and Patrick Maroon is on it.
Anaheim plays much the same way as L.A., but they have more speed. You can see it. More speed in transition than the Kings do.
Now Semin. Out of the corner, centered out in front. Palmieri is there, shut down by Cam Ward. And the Hurricanes a little loose in front of number 30 as it comes all the way back, and icing is called.
Middle lane drive creates so much in this game. Let's just watch as we roll forward here, and Penner's going to be the guy that does it. Stop right here. Watch Penner. Drives the middle. You have to make sure you're aware of that. And then you have a secondary drive from Perry. Beauchemin jumping in, and Anaheim scores. Good things happen when you drive the net.
Out of the corner, Penner now with a bid blocked by Andre Sekera. Sekera plays it along the boards away from Penner, and now it's Tulosti. He'll attempt to work Hampus Lindholm. It comes all the way back. We see it from ice level. Beauchemin not out. Held in by Sekera, tipped right on. Good save by Anderson off the stick of Riley Nash.
Oh, center lane drive from Nash at the other end with a good redirection and a good chance.
Nash almost played 18 minutes yesterday. The coaches were very happy with his game, and now Sekera tries to move it out. Beauchemin with a shot swallowed by Cam Ward, and we get a stoppage. 10:58 left to go in period 1. Corey Perry, his 31st goal of the season. 1-0 Anaheim. Well, the game always delivers lots of storylines. Tonight, one of those is the draft class of 03.
Well, some would call it as good of a draft class as there's been in NHL history. Marc-Andre Fleury went first, Eric Stahl second. It goes on from there. Zach Parise, Getzlaf, and Perry. And you look at what they've done in their NHL careers since then. Just an absolutely sensational draft, and that's what Lindholm's draft this past June has been compared to as good as the first round was.
Nathan Gerbe with a shot, but it's whistled dead offside as they cross. 10:51 left to go, period 1. Corey Perry has the goal. He has 3 scoring chances and a goal already in this first period.
And Belmore, I think, actually was not hurt blocking that shot before the goal. I think the shot may have snapped his skate blade, and that's why he couldn't get to the bench. And remember recently in Montreal, we showed the new technology that Bauer has where you can yank a blade out and put a new one in. I think that may have been it.
Off the face-off now, the Ducks attempt to get it out. Nathan Gerbe for Carolina swings it past Frederik Andersen, loose along the boards. Riley Nash tries to move it. Gets help from Tuomo Ruutu. He's tied up here by Nick Bonino and now Brian Allen. Has time and space. He'll angle it off the boards, send it all the way down. This will be icing as it makes the line, and we'll swing it back.
Well, our fine truck here in Anaheim, anchored by our producer Jim Melly and director Mike Roth, they show this. Does this break his skate blade? Yes, it does. What a good look from the truck. And I mentioned in Montreal that there is almost like a football, like President Obama carries, behind the Hurricanes bench with all sorts of different skate blades that the equipment staff can actually yank the one out and put a new one in, and you don't miss any time. It's very, very impressive technology that Bauer has.
Always nice to work the White House in as it's cleared all the way back. Andre Sekera now will start again.
Well, it's a different kind of football, but it's actually a suitcase that has the blades that are catered in terms of the edges that all players prefer, that you can replace it much more quickly than you could in past years.
They're halfway through period one. Shots are 6-5 favoring Anaheim. The goal from Corey Perry. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. We're in San Jose on Tuesday night. Here's Andrew Cogliano for Saku Koivu. Off the stick of Eric Stahl. Lyles tries to clear a steal. Cogliano, he'll circle, hold on to it. Wheel one all the way back up top. In control is Fowler. This way for Cogliano, darting. Good stick check by Eric Stahl, and away go the Hurricanes. The captain at the line, wide of Fowler, holding on to it. Eric Stahl wipes one right off Frederick Anderson, played here by Ron Hainsey.
Two good back checks from Eric Stahl. Again, two-way hockey, one of the keys we're looking at in this game.
Semin losing control. Daniel Winnick gets it ahead for Cogliano. He'll dump it all the way back in the Carolina zone. Icing here against Anaheim. Our Mo Southwest Grill, hey, what do you say, queso player tonight is Nathan Gerby. If he scores a goal, everybody gets free queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle locale.
Okay, so Jordan Stahl is going to try to win this. This is his less preferred side. So he's got to get the top of his stick away from the linesman.
Cam Fowler now in control in the skates of Winnick. A steal, a shot, good save by Anderson. Off the stick of Tuomo Ruutu. Now Jordan out of the corner. Jordan holding onto it now, gets away from Winnick, wraps one off of Anderson, and Anaheim now will get it out. My apologies, it was Yuri Tolusti that had that previous chance for Carolina, as the Hurricanes now will circle all the way back.
Good shift there from Jordan Stahl. Anderson, he's from Denmark. He's a big body. When the Hurricanes had him not in anywhere near as good a shape as he is right now, he's a big body back there.
Now a chance. Cam Ward says no, and a quick hitter by Matt Bolesky. Bolesky now had that opportunity. Riley Nash tries to move it by Hampus Lindholm. Turning stick of Teemu Solani. A quick up now for Bolesky. He'll cut. He lost his edge, and now it's carried out by Riley Nash, who also blew a tire. Now Tuomo Ruutu over the line with a shot, deflecting wide of Anderson. Loose for Bolesky and back out to center ice.
And Bolesky, a former member of one of your favorite teams, the Belleville Bulls in the OHL.
That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
I didn't know that until just now. Now it comes back out to center ice.
How many times
you
have you
learn
told me
something new every day?
No. You've always told me how bullish you are on the economy, because you are a secret Alan Greenspan behind the scenes in your hobbies.
Oh, yes. No question about that. Now it's Getzlaf. All the way across. Dustin Penner holding onto it. He dusted that puck off a few times and got it deep. Now Corey Perry out of the corner. Perry holding onto it. He'll circle. Try to wheel one out in front. And it's played here for Getzlaf. Now Spiza with a shot. Ward makes the save and maintains control of the rebound. Dave Lewis, Canes assistant coach, with Chantel McCabe when we come back to Anaheim right after this.
First, I'm on the bench with Coach Dave Lewis. No word yet on Justin Falk's return, but if you have to play without him, what does the team need?
Well, we have to support our defense. If he's not coming back, we have 5 guys going. So we got to make sure we do the right things with the puck, particularly in the neutral zone, because we don't want to play too much hockey in our zone and wear our guys down. So it's still early, and he might come back. We'll have to wait and see.
Thanks.
Okay.
Well, that's a big hole to fill. Yeah. But that's what team sports are all about. Guys rising to the challenge and making up for Falk not being available.
Hurricanes attempting to stop a 4-game skid here tonight. Anaheim has won 2 in a row. Jeff Skinner in control. Broken up by Cogliano, not out. Elias Lindholm to the outside. Now Skinner. Good stick check that time by Saku Koivu. Carolina keeps play in the Anaheim zone. Hainsey all the way across. Skinner tries to wipe one out in front. Broken up by Koivu. And now Cam Fowler is hard pressed. But finally the Ducks will survive as they get it back out. To the center zone, Daniel Winnick would have been offside. He gets control. Carolina did touch the puck, so play continues.
Tells you a lot about, I think, what Kirk Muller thinks about the chemistry the last two games between Eric Staal and Lindholm. But Semin comes back, and Eric remains playing with young Elias Lindholm.
Hampus Lindholm broken up by Jordan Staal. Now it's played here by Jiri Tlusty away for Jordan. Approaching Beauchemin. Back out to center ice. Turning with it is Corey Perry. Getting back on him is Jay Harrison. Now Dustin Penner for Perry. Perry holding onto it off escape. Back for Beauchemin. Here it comes. They score! Francois Beauchemin. And the Ducks have an early 2-0 lead.
He just blew that by Ward, Francois Beauchemin. And it's been the big boys that have been key catalysts in both goals. Perry Getzlaf on the first as well. Good puck support coming in by Dustin Penner. Penner's been on the ice for both goals. And maybe Cam didn't see it. That's the only thing I can think about. If Jiri Tlusty impaired his vision coming out, his glove was behind that pad. There's been a lot of long-distance goals that have, when Cam has been in the nets, that have found their way through him, like Ehrhoff's the other night, Buffalo, and there from Beauchemin.
Second goal of the season for Francois Beauchemin. And his first in 20 games. The assists go to Corey Perry and Dustin Penner at 13:38. John Michael Lyles goes cross corner. Frederick Anderson will move it for Anaheim. He deflects that puck out of play. We get a stoppage here with 5:53 left to go in period one. He's been a stalwart on defense at a +26. Francois Beauchemin makes it 2-0. Anaheim. Year after year, he has been dynamite on the back end for Anaheim. Francois Beauchemin with a goal that makes it 2-0.
Came over in a deal for Sergei Fedorov years ago. Watch Penner come in right here. Come and support this puck. So middle lane drive on the first goal here, reading the situation, knowing Perry needs help. And he helps Perry regather it. And does this puck, does that break Jiri Tlusty's stick on the way in? I couldn't tell definitively. I know that Tlusty was trying to get out and block that blast from Beauchemin.
Outnumbered chance, Cogliano, Koivu, and getting back, Eric Staal on him. Now Daniel Winnick grinding a cycle away from Jay Harrison. And off the official, gained by Eric Staal, and out they go. Skinner let it go for Jay Harrison from well out. Fended off by Anderson, played here by Daniel Winnick. Hard pressed along the boards that time by Elias Lindholm. Anaheim now buzzing back out to center ice. You're looking at Andrew Cogliano. Cogliano throws on the brakes, hits a late guy. It's Cam Fowler. He'll dangle to the outside. Hampus Lindholm with a shot, blocked on the way through. And back of the goal, Daniel Winnick. Winnick holding on to it. He has Koivu. This way, it's Hampus Lindholm. Lindholm of Anaheim. Back again for Beauchemin. Looking for a shooting lane. There it is, but it's blocked on the way through. Now Cogliano separated from the puck by Jordan Staal, and the Hurricanes get it out to neutral ice.
Boy, Beauchemin stepping up there. I mean, he was nowhere near as good of a defenseman at Columbus, then wins a cup here, then goes to Toronto. And some players just play better in certain places, and whether it be Dustin Penner in Anaheim or Beauchemin in Anaheim, there are two players that play their best for this team.
Well, everybody right now is playing their best for a team that is 23-5-2 here at home. Just an incredible season. They have never been this good, even in 07 when they won the Cup. Spiza, Bolesky turns off a body off Harrison. Spiza denied by Cam Ward. Now it's played in the Carolina zone by Tuomo Ruutu away for Riley Nash. Along the board, Solani, Silverberg, Spiza swings it across. Allen, Bolesky now with a shot. It goes wide. Loose along the wall and held in momentarily by Spiza. Played here by Solani. Turning is Bolesky. Stopped by Ward. He can't get to it. And now the Hurricanes are hard-pressed once again. Harrison along the boards. Tuomo Ruutu finally back out to neutral ice.
Good teams look to deliver perhaps a knockout punch even when it presents itself early in the game. And that shift, that's what Anaheim's already trying to do. They're trying to take the will right away from the Hurricanes as Ward was trying to get that whistle.
Here's Perry, all kinds of room. His shot, he scores. Corey Perry makes it 3-0 Anaheim.
It's like smelling blood, seeing a team hanging on a cliff, and good teams push them off the cliff. And it started with the last shift, that just a 5-man attack, and Anton Hudobin played in Los Angeles yesterday. I think Kirk Muller probably sticks with Cam at this point just so the whole team can fight through this together. Cam really no chance on this goal. The second one he probably should have had from Beauchemin, another long-distance tally, but that's two Olympians teaming up. Fowler, nice little play to Perry, and just a perfect shot on the far side glove high.
The room Perry had to wind it up and come all the way in for that shot. There's a situation for the Hurricanes defensively they just cannot accept. I mean, he has so much room through center ice to get that puck, wheel, and make it happen.
Because a team that can skate like Anaheim, if you're not good in the neutral zone, you're cooked.
Here's Getzlaf holding onto it inside, looking for Dustin Penner, broken up by Brett Belmore, off the boards and back out to center ice. Beauchemin lays it ahead for Perry at the line. Ryan Getzlaf to the outside. Getzlaf holding onto it. He'll go deep. Now it's played here, moving up from the defense. Now they try to make it happen again. It's Patrick Maroon. Maroon out of the corner, muscled on the play by Jiri Tlusty. Back it goes, and now it's played by Getzlaf off a body. Andre Sekera in control, and Carolina now attempting to get it out.
How big is it that Cam Ward couldn't gather that puck when he kept trying to reach in? That was that shift that eventually led to the goal. He gets the whistle, the goal doesn't happen. That's where you need the stoppage, and Cam and the Hurricanes weren't able to get it.
Now comes all the way back again for Francois Beauchemin. All the way out now. They attack one more time through the center zone. Nick Palmieri dangles over the line, broken up here by Jordan Staal. Hampus Lindholm right on the tape of his man who got it deep, Patrick Maroon.
And by the way, no relation at all between Hampus Lindholm and Elias Lindholm. Hampus Lindholm from the southern parts of Sweden. I think Lindholm is almost as popular as a name as Smith is in the United States.
Yeah, we said that earlier tonight. Now Caniacs catch a full hour of Carolina Hurricanes hockey talk with Mike Maniscalco during the Coors Light Canes Corner at the Backyard Bistro. The next one is Thursday at 7 p.m. with special guest Justin Falk. You can also listen in on 99.9 The Fan.
Well, this is the play where Cam Ward needed to get the whistle. He tried, and just couldn't get that puck back into the body. And puck briefly went to the neutral zone, and that's when Fowler found Perry, and Perry scored with that perfectly placed shot to make it 3-0.
Spiza away for Jacob Silverberg off the boards. He was involved in that big trade for Bobby Ryan. Ryan going to Anaheim. Belmore just by Teemu Selanne and swept out to center by Jordan Staal. You're looking at Jiri Tlusty. Back pressure from Silverberg. He walks in off the shoulder of Anderson. Played here by Tlusty. Wheeled along by Alexander Semin. Semin with a shot off bodies out in front. Alex gets it back to the point. Jay Harrison lets it fly. Denied by Frederick Anderson, and Tlusty pays a heavy price out in front.
Tolusti's had his legs going in this first period despite being down 3-0. Yes, drafted by the Hurricanes, couldn't come to a contractual agreement, so he goes back in the draft. He wasn't in anywhere near the shape that he is now, and now he truly is, being from Denmark, a Great Dane. Well, for big dogs, those Great Danes.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's 6'4", 230. Very thick goaltender. Now Cogliano. Winnick, they cross offside. 64 seconds left in period one. It's been all Anaheim with this 3-0 lead.
It really has. The Hurricanes' first couple of minutes was okay. Anderson made a couple of saves. They traded chances, and then a sign of a team that is absolutely fighting their confidence is when it rains, it pours. That's what's happened once the Ducks got the first one, just like the weather has been. Pouring rain in California these last few days.
Koivu's pass detected by Elias Lindholm. Back out, Ben Lovejoy in control. He'll throttle it deep around the boards. Sekera looks around. He's hit by Cogliano. Now in the corner, Cogliano was taken down, and a penalty will follow against Carolina.
Winnick and Eric Staal exchange commentary. I think Eric Staal is going to say that he hit him from the side. He might have a good argument. Eric Staal actually has had a pretty decent first period. The puck has just left. He catches just a little bit too much in the way of numbers. I don't think Eric Stahl liked the hit from Cogliano because Cogliano looked like he launched a little bit, but I think he still maintained the ability to stay on his feet to Cogliano, and this is the right call, of boarding Minor to the captain.
Anaheim 17th on the power play, number 10 at home. Carolina tied for 21st with their kill. Anaheim is 1 for 16, though, in the last 5 with their power play. Perry drops it back for Fowler. Top of the ring now, Nick Bonino. His shot stopped by Ward. Puck is loose, and the Hurricanes get it out, thanks to Patrick Dwyer. 2 minutes for boarding on the captain. The penalty comes at 19:19. Teemu Selanne will get it deep. Cam Ward out to play it. He'll wrist it himself. Selanne cuts it off. Plays it along the boards. Bonino broken up. Swung out of the zone here by Jordan Stahl. 7 seconds left in the period. Shifting gears. He walks in for a chance. Denied by Frederik Andersen, who freezes.
Jordan Stahl just has to keep fighting. That was a heck of a move against a very good defenseman. Changing lanes, good speed, using the range of his body, getting it to the forehand, and Andersen just makes a heck of a save with Gerby lurking. Jordan Stahl cares so much that sometimes his mind can be an enemy. That was a very, very fine one-on-one play, and he needs to take the positives from it. And I certainly hope that he will.
3 and a fraction left in this period. Manny Malhotra will take the face-off for Carolina. Posed by Anaheim, Saku Koivu, and off the draw. Quick shot taken, sails wide off the stick of Alexander Semin. Manny Malhotra will be Chantel McCabe's guest. She delivers the PNC Bank first intermission. Tough first period for Cam Ward. The Anaheim Ducks jump out to a 3-0 lead right here. The Hurricanes will be down a man and down by 3 as we start this second period. Let's take a look at the first period numbers brought to you by Buffalo Brothers. Oh man, now I want wings. 1 power play in the period for Carolina. They did win 3 more face-offs than Anaheim and had 9 hits as opposed to 6, but Corey Perry came up large for Anaheim.
Look at the scoring chances, which were done by, we had him in Los Angeles yesterday and here again in Anaheim, Fitzy. As fine of a statistician as you're going to find in hockey, was over in Sochi working the Olympics. Anaheim converted their chances. Carolina did not.
We're in good hands here tonight.
With Allstate?
And always are when we come to Southern California. Now it's carried out by Ryan Getzlaf. Lead pass for Teemu Selanne again on the power play. Bonino this way for Cam Fowler. He'll look it over. Inside it goes over the stick of Corey Perry. Loose along the boards. Cut off by Perry. Now Fowler at the line. This way for Ryan Getzlaf all the way across. They walk in. Here's a chance. Cam Ward said no on Teemu Selanne. Now Getzlaf off of Selanne. Perry looking for the hat trick. Denied by Cam Ward.
This whole thing started with Cam Fowler getting to the middle of the ice. You know, I had a chance to talk to Mike Vellucci, who was the general manager and the head coach of the Plymouth Whalers, and coached against Fowler because Fowler played, there he is, 4 up top, because Fowler played for Windsor for so many years. And he talked about the fluid nature of his game. Watch coming up right here, how quickly he gets to the middle. Then everything happens from there. That's the key part of it all. Andre Sekera does it well when Carolina's power play is showing the most life that it has.
Getzlaf with a shot blocker down by Cam Ward. Loose for Teemu Selanne, broken up by Jordan Stahl. He'll sail it by Fowler and all the way down to goaltender Frederik Andersen. The number 2 goaltender playing tonight for Anaheim as he spells Jonas Hiller. Now Bonino through the center zone. It's Getzlaf at his side. Selanne drop pass for Perry. Perry to the outside. Now Teemu Selanne. Cam Fowler looks it over. His shot, body down by Ward. Loose out in front. And a stick by Jordan Stahl got to a loose puck before it got to Selanne. Now Getzlaf. Up top again. Fowler with a shot. Kicked out by Ward. Played here by Jordan Stahl and back out. 6 shots in the power play. Stahl's out of the box. Eric Spid blocked. Rebound chance. Good save Andersen. And the third goes high on a tip. So Anaheim with 6 shots in the power play. Carolina comes right back out of the box with Eric Stahl. Now a tip chance that time by Eric Stahl. And the shot taken by John Michael Lyles. Back it goes for Lyles. He'll load it up. Andersen swallows it. No further play.
The game is all about matchups. So far from long distance, Andersen has held has dealt with long-distance shots much better than Cam Ward has. But Cam made a couple of beautiful saves here on this Anaheim power play. Stahl comes out of the box. First shot blocked by Ward. Second shot, good square save with Ron Hainsey, a defenseman, way down, jumping in on the play. Eric Stahl's had, I would say, 90% a good game so far, except for the play that I telestrated where he couldn't handle that puck that Fowler found Perry for the third goal.
Now Harrison will snap it ahead. Hampus Lindholm broken up. Back it goes. Elias Lindholm with a shot blocked by Saku Koivu. Lindholm of Carolina goes inside for Eric. He gets away from Hampus Lindholm, holding onto it now. He'll turn it back in a cycle. Eric Stahl by Jay Harrison. And the Hurricanes now reorganized just over 2 minutes gone in the second period. The road swing will continue in San Jose Tuesday night. Koivu shot a stick save for Cam Ward. Out of the corner now, Jay Harrison. He'll move it. A read by Anaheim's Hampus Lindholm. Broken up by Nathan Gerbe, not out. Lindholm again for Francois Beauchemin. Here it comes. It goes high with a tip from Daniel Winnick, and it's carried out here by Tuomo Ruutu. Ruutu to the outside of Lindholm, holding onto that puck. His pass detected by Hampus Lindholm, who has the puck now for Anaheim. Who move it along the boards. Nick Palmieri tries to clear, not out. Carolina on the attack. Ruutu across for Gerbe, and it's headed out of play, or at least over the goal by Frederick Anderson. It stays in play. Now loose along the boards and now carried out. But a hooking call is made down low.
Tim Peel makes the call, and the Hurricanes are going to get their second power play of the game. A lot of hockey left to be played, and this has been a game that has had far more scoring chances than the game at Staples Center against the Kings just over 24 hours ago. It's Bonino that's guilty of the hook. And the Hurricanes will start with their second unit, which features Semin on the point with Harrison.
Off the face-off now, Semin. Lost his edge. Broken up, carried out by Daniel Winnick. He'll steam in the zone, short-handed, off the goalpost. Pawed down by Ryan Getzlaf, back to the point. Wedged along by Lucas Pisa, and it comes all the way back in the Carolina end. Winnick will leave it there, and now Carolina restarts.
I don't think I've ever given Winnick's skill enough credit. I mean, a player that played at the University of New Hampshire. I mean, boy, oh boy, did he nearly score on the backhand there.
He has tremendous speed, and so does this man. Andrew Cogliano walking in. He scores! Shorthanded goal. 4-0 Anaheim.
Well, you've got a decision to make now if you're Kurt Muller. Cam Ward, we all know what a difficult season it's been for him. Shot beats him through him. He had made some fine saves early in this period. Hurricanes can't manage that puck coming up on the power play. They gave up their third shorthanded goal of the road trip. Cam Ward's playing vintage Cam Ward. When he's been on his game last several seasons, there's no chance that ever goes in. However, it never should have happened in the first place. Anaheim has won this game with the fact that they have been far better at even strength and here down a man in the neutral zone to create chances the other way.
Andrew Cogliano, who has been an Iron Man well over 500 consecutive games coming in, scores for the Anaheim Ducks. And they have a 4-0 lead as Carolina continues on the power play. 1:03 left in it. So Cogliano, his 19th goal of the season. Gerbe with a shot, denied by Anderson. That time Beauchemin did a good job to fight off Eric Stahl, and the Ducks get it out. Andre Sekera ahead of Jacob Silverberg and back out to center ice. Sekera over the line, goes wide of Lovejoy, holding onto it. Andre Sekera now winds deep in the zone. 39 seconds left in this power play. It goes deep, wrapped along by Elias Lindholm. Lovejoy on Eric. Eric back to the point for Jeff Skinner. Skinner now walks in for a shot that sails off the stick of Bolesky as it goes high. And now Sekera along the boards by Lindholm. Francois Beauchemin, the inside track on Eric Stahl. A steal. Now the pass from Nathan Gerbe eludes Jeff Skinner all the way back to Cam Ward. Carolina crosses the line offside with 12 seconds left on the power play.
There's no real clear reason as to why Koivu did not play for Finland. You know, he just said that he needed the time off. Stop it right here. Koivu makes the play. Talusti can't quite gather this puck. Forehand play to Cogliano. Cogliano scores. It's another play where Jay Harrison probably could have played him tighter. Still, Cam should have had it. But trying to take away time and space, that's what separates decent defensemen from great defensemen. Great defensemen, that shot doesn't even get through.
Cam Fowler now back in his own zone, wristing ahead out of the reach of Nick Bonino. It comes all the way back. Brett Belmore looks around. They move it along the boards, chipped a bit by Semin, gained by Fowler, and they peel back. Just over 5 minutes gone in the second period. The Ducks dominating with a 4-0 lead. One shot for Carolina with the power play. Hampus Lindholm is back on it. Brian Getzlaf circling back in his own zone. In full flight, Cam Fowler over the line, cutting, getting room. Fowler in control, wristing one. Blocked by Belmore out in front. Getzlaf coming together now as he tries to make it happen on Manny Malhotra. It's dug out by Belmore, who sets up Ron Hainsey. Carolina's Hainsey tries to get it out of his own zone. Dustin Penner stripping Semin, but now Belmore has it. But Anaheim gets to work on their forecheck. Semin down the boards for Carolina. Flushed all the way back down low, and now he'll carry it out. Alexander Semin through the center zone. Steps in. Taken down by Matt Bolesky, and Anaheim will start again. Teemu Selanne. Jakob Silfverberg over the line, walks in, off the stick of Harrison. It goes out of play. 13:55 left to go in the second period. Anaheim 4, Carolina nothing.
Back in the second, and we see bronze medalists Teemu Selanne and Tuomo Ruutu, who just returned from Russia. But during their time in Sochi, they biked around the Olympic Village to save gas and time. And those bikes right there are up for auction online. And really nice to hear that the proceeds are going towards building a children's hospital in Finland. What a nice cause, huh, guys?
Sure is, Chantel, and that stick, I've talked about it before, from top to bottom is the steepest stick you'll find in hockey from Teemu Selanne, and it's more of a paddle than a stick, and it helps him get shots through where it bounces on other guys' tape.
He has said that this is his last season. It started in 92-93. At the time, a Winnipeg Jet, the first round of Winnipeg Jets. And he scored 76 goals as a rookie. Out to center ice, comes all the way back. Harrison off the stick of the aforementioned Teemu Selanne. Tuomo Ruutu leaves it there, and Harrison now will send it back out to neutral ice.
That first season for Winnipeg, he was 22 years old. What if he had come in as a teenager?
Here's a chance. Anderson makes the save on his buddy, Tuomo Ruutu. Out to center ice. Daniel Winnick over the line, gets room. Koivu walks in for a chance. He barrels into Cam Ward, and penalties will follow.
This is, to me, slightly different than the collision that Roussel had with Anton Khudobin in Dallas, because Koivu was trying to make a move, and he lost his footing. So to me, is it proper to call it goalie interference? Yes. But at the same time, I have more rope and understanding for what Saku Koivu tried to do, and this is where attacking players still have to have the ability to try to make a play when they work so hard to drive the net. The Roussel play, he actually looked like he launched himself into Khudobin. There, Koivu was trying to make a play to score a goal.
We have word on Justin Falk. Upper body will not be back. Our thanks to Kyle Hanlon traveling with the team for that. It looked like Sekera might get a penalty for upending Koivu, then interference with the goaltender as it's batted high off the draw. But we saw in the replay, Sekera got the puck. So just one penalty, and it's Saku Koivu for interfering with the goaltender. Carolina back to work on the power play. Short-handed. Here come the Ducks again. Winnick broken up by Andre Sekera. Sekera down low. Pressured by two Ducks, Ryan Getzlaf and Daniel Winnick. Jeff Skinner slams it ahead behind Frederick Anderson. Loose along the boards, broken up quickly by Brian Allen, and right back out.
One other note about the relationship between Sochi roommates Teemu Selanne and Tuomo Ruutu. I don't know if Hurricanes fans recognize just how famous Tuomo is in Finland. I mean, Selanne's an absolute legend, but Tuomo Ruutu cannot walk around the streets without being recognized by virtually all.
Sekera with a shot glancing off of Eric Stahl. Skinner moves it along. Now Eric from the half boards holding onto it. Back it goes Sekera, faking, now shooting when it's tipped. Blocked in front by Brian Allen. Now Alexander Semin to the outside of Francois Beauchemin. It ricochets around, broken up here by Allen. Nice little move on Eric Stahl, and away they go. Short-handed, Cogliano. Drop pass. Cam Ward said no on a chance by Nick Bonino.
Good save.
Carolina transitions. Eric Stahl leaves it there. Brought along, but overskated by Talusti. And the Ducks will transition back out.
When Brian Allen, and he was an excellent Hurricane, true character guy, is making plays to start the offensive rush, that really means the defense is getting involved, and we miss him. He was a very fine Hurricane when he was in Carolina.
Too many men on the ice is called here, and I believe it's against Carolina. Tim Peel with the call. That's exactly what it is. With 21 seconds left on the penalty to Saku Koivu.
Yeah, these are the types of things that happen again when the confidence is absolutely spiraling. Little things, the details, the line changes, long second period change. And the Hurricanes guilty of having too many on. And so 4-on-4 hockey for 21 seconds, and then Anaheim will go to work on a power play that even though they didn't score, they have 6 shots and that man advantage to begin the period.
Yes, they did. 6 shots, 1 opportunity. This is the 3rd opportunity for Carolina that now goes by the wayside as we see the 4-on-4. Off the face-off, Jacob Silverberg going down low. Dug out by Palmieri. Silverberg scores! Jacob Silverberg finds a way to make it 5-0 Anaheim.
Well, this puck could have been blown dead because this puck was on the back of the net. And I talked to different referees about this, and all of them seem to have different criteria. The general criteria, again, what a pinch by the Anaheim defense. That really creates the goal. Now, the puck here is going to end up on the back of the net. And usually referees will say they give the defending or the attacking player 1 whack. And if the puck doesn't come off the net, then they blow it dead. So if you believe in that criteria, then that is the right call. What a play by Silverberg. This team in Anaheim is so deep. A key player in the Bobby Ryan deal. He's been a healthy extra here in Anaheim. They're a heck of a crafty play.
Carolina crosses the line. Gerby holding on to it. The pass never got through. Cam Ward is still in. I thought after that he might make the move, but he's leaving Ward in.
Well, I mean, I could argue it both ways. Cam has not played a lot of hockey, and as tough as this has to be on him, it's still good to get the reps, but he has to make sure to maintain his composure.
Here's another chance. Corey Perry, who has 2 tonight. Along the boards now, Jordan Stahl out to center. In control, Patrick Dwyer approaching Cam Fowler. His shot goes over the top of Anderson. In the center zone, Nash plays it along, kicked by Bonino. Fowler pushes, tries to get it by Nash. Who has it? Riley Nash over the line, detected by Nick Bonino. Bonino now with 50 seconds left on the Anaheim power play. Fowler, quarterbacks ahead. Brings it over the boards now, where it's played here by Bonino. Bonino run into by Harrison. Back it goes for Ryan Getzlaf. Cam Fowler going wide. Getzlaf again holding onto it. Cam Fowler at the center point. Now Bonino a give back. Fowler's shot ricochets high. A tip out in front. Loose along the boards. Dwyer tries to clear. Harrison sends it back. Play read by Hampus Lindholm. Lindholm's pass detected by Andre Sekera. Pushed right off the puck by Corey Perry. Now it's played here by Jay Harrison, who kills some time.
And you and I watched in attendance. We didn't televise the preseason game in Quebec City against the Montreal Canadiens. Cam Ward had a similar night, and he was kept in just to try to work through it and get something out of the game. And I think that has to be Kirk Muller's mindset. He hasn't played much, and this is the only way he can hopefully somehow find the game that has eluded him for the most part this year.
Brett Belmore took a high stick in back of Cam Ward. So a penalty is called here. Carolina will get the power play, and the Anaheim Ducks have controlled this hockey game. They have a 5-goal cushion here at the Honda Center. We're back here at Honda Center. 5-0 Anaheim. We'll take a look at Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. We focus in on John McClain. He runs the penalty killing, now the PK, since January 23rd. Carolina right now looking at that situation at the top of the league with Minnesota leading the way.
Well, you know, the most positive special teams category for Carolina by a long shot has been their shorthanded goals. Now that's come back to bite them because they've given up 3 on this trip. Their power play has been their Achilles heel. It is one of the biggest reasons they're in the spot where it's almost must-win territory here in early March.
Well, they have their fourth power play here. Andre Sekera now will lug it out. Carolina has lost 4 games in a row. Approaching this one here tonight as they cross the line offside. 8:51 left in the second period. 1:35 left on the penalty to Nick Palmieri. The Carolina Ale House is the place for pool bars, and the next one will be on March the 18th. The Hurricanes will be in Columbus. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
Yeah, that'll be the start of a 3-game road trip. Columbus and then back to the Western Conference in Chicago and Winnipeg. Rather snowy in Chicago last night, John.
That'll be a back-to-back Chicago and Winnipeg after spending a couple of days in the Windy City. What an atmosphere last night for the Stadium Series, which continued at Soldier Field. Now it's played in back of the goal, with Chicago defeating Pittsburgh 5-1. Carried along now by Semin. Lyles this way for Jay Harrison. Harrison in control. Inside it goes for Jordan Staal. Left along the boards. Carolina on the attack. It's Jiri Tolusi, defended by Beauchemin. A loose puck, and taking a swat at it was Saku Koivu, and he got it out.
I never would have thought my favorite game of the Stadium Series and the outdoor game this year would have been the game out here between Anaheim and LA. I thought it was just fabulous.
Now Semin cuts with a shot blocked by Francois Beauchemin, who clears it all the way back. Yeah, with temperatures over 60 degrees, it was a wonderful atmosphere. Now it goes off the stick of Alexander Semin.
And even though a low-scoring game, I thought it was a heck of a hockey game. I mean, the ice was clearly very, very good. And, I mean, that's going to create a challenge for the NHL, because every warmer, non-traditional hockey market will say, well, if it goes off that well down here in Southern California, we all want it.
Why not? Out in front, Ruutu's pass, as he was trying to get a handle on the pass taken by Jeff Skinner. Now Sekera broke it up. Loose in the high slot. Ryan Getzlaf will clear it all the way back out. No shots for Carolina as Nick Palmieri comes out of the penalty box. Sekera through center ice over the line. They cut. A loose puck. Ryan Getzlaf swings along for Dustin Penner. Penner has a trailer. It's Corey Perry. He lays it across for Getzlaf. Back for Perry. One pass too many. And now Getzlaf out of the corner. We'll leave it there. Broken up by Eric Staal. Staal peppered by Ryan Getzlaf as they come together again. And Carolina will wheel from their own zone. Jeff Skinner, no problem there for Frederik Andersen. Fowler now will drop it off for Beauchemin.
5-0 game. Frederik Andersen has been deceivingly good. He's had a role in where this game is at, which you wouldn't think in this type of score right now.
Cam Fowler wristing one off Patrick Dwyer. Dwyer has it. Out to the center zone. Good anticipation by Francois Beauchemin. Carolina restarts again. And we have a disturbance in front of the Anaheim bench. And we get a break in play.
And John, I mentioned this yesterday at Staples Center in Los Angeles. I think the players are adjusting. And I have to give Brendan Shanahan and his Department of Player Safety a lot of credit. Look at the suspensions through December 16th, of course, of 2013, and the number since. Do you think the players are starting to adjust? Do you think they're starting to respect each other more? Well, the numbers would certainly say so. And there have been a lot of people that maybe have argued that, but the numbers don't lie. And I think that I don't want to jinx anything, but I think we're starting to at least go a long ways towards validating what Brendan Shanahan and his staff underneath Commissioner Gary Bettman were trying to do with this significantly less numbers of suspensions to players.
Yeah, that trend would indicate that. Matching penalties are given to Anaheim's Francois Beauchemin and Carolina's Eric Staal. Setting up a 4-on-4 situation. John Michael Lyles to an open corner. Jordan Staal ahead of Ben Lovejoy. Jordan has control. Trading places with Semin. Jordan digs it out. Andersen got a piece of it. Back it goes. Lyles at the point. Wristing one, blocked in front. Off Jordan Staal. The Ducks are on it now, and it's played by Cam Fowler. Moved off here for Ben Lovejoy. Through center ice, they cross. Nick Palmieri. Rolled off his stick as he attempted to wheel right in front of Cam Ward. Now Lyles moved off for Harrison and back out. Jordan Staal at the line, moves it by Hampus Lindholm. See the time left in the 4-on-4 scenario. Lucas Sbisa for Anaheim. Moves up over the line. Gets a little bit of space. Patrick Maroon with a shot patted down by Ward. A rebound out in front. Carolina escapes harm, and here they come. Riley Nash on Spiza. Throws on the brakes. Hainsey with a shot wide of Anderson. Now it's Andre Sekera. Sekera cutting with it. A tight turn. Making a move on Maroon. Sekera goes down low. Holding onto it. Andre Sekera, one-man show here. Goes wide. Stops again. Looks for room. Dangles. Attempts to get through two Duck players, and now along the boards, Maroon takes a run at Sekera. Andre Sekera keeps it moving. Right out in front. And he scored! Andre Sekera with an amazing array of plays, and Carolina gets their first.
As tough as things are right now for this hockey club, when you look at the important pieces of the future, this is why this man has to be one of those pieces. Down 5-0, having lost 4 in a row, and he scores a highlight reel goal. Skating ability, stopping and starting. Perhaps it's the soccer that he plays before the games. He, at one point, has the puck on his skate plate, back to his tape, eludes the poke check of Anderson and scores. That's a heck of an effort for a player that's playing on back-to-back days, down 5-0. What a goal by Sekera, his second in as many games.
11 goals on the season for Andre Sekera. Unassisted goal at 15-20. 5-1 Anaheim. Now Belmore. Off a stick, it rolls in on Cam Ward. He'll slow it down. 4:17 left to go in the second period. He's been a one-man show in the past, and he does it again. An incredible shift by Carolina's number 4, Andre Sekera. All right, we'll take a look at this incredible play by Andre Sekera.
John, it's an incredible play at any point in a season. But when a team has lost 4 in a row, down 5-0, it makes it even better. It shows his character.
You can meet Andre at Harris Teeter in Raleigh on March the 6th. 5:30, 6:30 p.m. Sample the new creation, the Reg Witch. Get autographs. That's Thursday, March the 6th.
Made me a huge fan, Andre Sekera. He's an anonymous, low-maintenance pro. Just goes about his business. He's as steady as she comes when it comes to his preparation and professionalism.
Brett Belmore now attempts to move it by Cam Fowler. Lovejoy hard on him as they go deep. Loosen back of the goal. Hurricanes get to it. Elias Lindholm grinding in the Anaheim zone. Lovejoy tries to move it by him. Daniel Winnick is on Elias Lindholm. Eric Stahl goes deep for Skinner. Skinner off the backside of the goal. Lindholm in control. Eric Stahl now has control of the puck. Wheeling one out in front. Good positioning by Anaheim as they collapse back. And out they go. Cogliano. Saku Koivu with Daniel Winnick. It rolls ahead. And it goes off the stick of Cogliano. Played here by Elias Lindholm and back out.
No high forward leads to a 3-on-2 against, and that's the type of play. Maybe you can excuse it because you're trying to create offense down 5-1, but that's where you need positional play.
Puck is dumped in by Hampus Lindholm out of the corner. Jordan Stahl wedged a bit by Matt Bolesky. A loose puck. Carolina now just inside their own line with Ron Hainsey. 17 minutes gone in the second period. 5-1 Anaheim. Alexander Semin gives it to Jordan Stahl. Back for Semin, who's in. He's hooked, and a penalty will follow. Jacob Silverberg from behind. Now Hainsey, as Ward is gone for the extra man. Sekera dangling away from Solani. His shot goes wide. Silverberg, who gets the penalty, has the puck. And Carolina back to the power play.
When we were out west the last time in December, the Hurricanes were able to win a huge game at the end of a road trip in Phoenix. Jordan Stahl and Alex Semin had very good chemistry. I actually think they work well together. And there you see it, give and go in a beauty. And that's a penalty you have to take if you're Silverberg, because you probably save a goal. But when you look at the big picture again, I wouldn't mind seeing Jordan and Semin together for a while, especially now that we're starting to see the chemistry between Eric Stahl and Lindholm. Lindholm eventually, I'm sure, will be a centerman, but he's a winger right now early in his career. But I like some of the things I see between those two players when they've been together 28 and 11.
Off the face-off, Skinner wheels it back now. All the way across for Sekera. Laid along by Lindholm and easily fought off by Ryan Getzlaf. It comes back out. Andre Sekera in control for Carolina. After scoring just a beautiful goal, Skinner can't gain entry. Now Sekera will settle it down. Carolina 0 for their last 20 with the power play. Sekera now will spin it away from Daniel Winnick. Skinner at the line, broken up by Winnick, who moves it all the way back and kills time.
It's incredible, isn't it? Remember in Kirk Muller's first half year as head coach when he took over in December, the power play was really, really good. And it just hasn't been able to build off of that. Unfortunately, it has digressed.
Now Sekera down the boards on Fowler. Beauchemin comes all the way across. Handcuffs Fowler, who tries to get away from the attacking checker, Eric Stahl. Now it comes back. At the point, Skinner, Tuomo Ruutu. Eric walks it right off Anderson. And overskating the rebound was Elias Lindholm. Andrew Cogliano over the line for Fowler. As they cut, Koivu now looks for Fowler this way. Fowler in control, moving it all the way back out. And Anaheim kills more time here with 45 seconds left in the power play.
Two-way hockey, one of our keys that applies to defenseman. Beauchemin has made a difference offensively, but he played that 2-on-1 perfectly. Left his feet. Anderson made the sharp angle save on Eric Stahl.
Jay Harrison now will send it behind Frederick Anderson. Jordan Stahl for Yuri Talusti. Beauchemin is on him. They jockey along the boards. 62 seconds left in the second period. Jay Harrison at the point. Indirect pass as he finds Alex Semin, who pulls up, delays his shot. Remaze goes high as it was tipped, and now Lyles inside again. 49 seconds left in the period. Shoveled but not out by Ben Lovejoy. Moved by Talusti. Along the boards, Jordan. High slot, Talusti. Now Lyles. Talusti with a shot wide of Frederick Anderson. One shot on the power play for Carolina. Alexander Semin in control. Silverberg out of the box. 30 seconds left in the period. They walk in for a chance. Lyles shut down. Anderson makes another save on Jordan Stahl. A loose puck. Turning is Lyles. His bid stopped by Anderson, who says, I got it. And he hangs on.
This is the best that Lyles has looked in a long, long time. He's been challenged on this trip. He was brought in to make a difference in the power play, and it hasn't happened. And I thought early in the first period, he actually, before the game got out of hand, he had a pretty strong start, and this is what he was brought in to do. Rebound try. Jordan Stahl and the Hurricanes nearly score. Then he regathers a puck, and Anderson eventually makes a glove save and holds on. If we had seen that on a nightly basis from John Michael Lyles, I think this power play would not be in the drought that it is presently in.
20.6 seconds on the clock here in the second period. Brian Allen moved off for Lucas Spiza. Now it's played by Ryan Getzlaff. He'll scoop it all the way back out. Dustin Penner is ahead of the field. His shot deflects off the stick of Ron Hainsey, and it goes out of play.
Canes down to 5 defensemen, John, for those just joining us now. The workhorse and the present and the future for Carolina. This was in Los Angeles yesterday. You can see that he was probably coming into this game less than 100%, and then you see him grab that same area of his lower body.
They officially have called it an upper body injury.
Oh, is they calling it upper?
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I have. Yeah, they've called it an upper body injury, so it could be an assortment of things. It's underneath Manny Malhotra. That'll do it. And 2 periods complete here at Honda Center. An incredible shift by Andrej Sekera, scoring Carolina's only goal here tonight as he finds a dent, finally, in Frederick Anderson. 2 periods down here in Anaheim. The Ducks with a 5-1 lead. Chantel McCabe will come back. She will have the PNC Bank second intermission. The Ducks in control after 40 minutes right here on Fox Sports Carolinas. It's been a mental and physical battle tonight for Cam Ward here in Anaheim. We get ready for the third period. Chantel McCabe is standing by with Canes goaltending coach Greg Steffen.
For the CarQuest Auto Parts intermission interview, I'm with Coach Greg Steffen. Why is this mental part of the game so important, and where do you see that most?
Well, you know, in Cam's case, obviously he's struggling confidence-wise. I thought his game started off well, got a goal on, and then another one that trickled in that he should have had, and then he fights it after that. So when you're not playing, it's tough, and he's never experienced this, but it's something he's got to battle through, and hopefully we have a good third period here.
Let's look at a sensational part of this game. That was Andrej Sekera's goal. What did you see in that goal? What does he show you when he's able to perform like that?
Yeah, he's got a lot of fight to him, you know. And he's a great competitor. He's one of our best competitors on the team. Pretty quiet guy, but boy, when he's determined. He's a very determined guy, and he's been probably our most consistent player all year.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe. Our thanks to Greg Steffen as the puck is sent all the way back in the Carolina zone. Icing is called here against Anaheim as we start period 3.
Adversity reveals character. It's cliche, but anybody can get through the good times. And this is where, when things have spiraled out of control for the Hurricanes on this road trip, when you're assessing, you can really figure out who has that character deep in their innards. You don't learn that when things are going really well. These are the times you can really make a quality assessment from that standpoint.
Elias Lindholm gets it ahead for Eric Stahl. Skinner shut down. Great save by Frederik Andersen.
Boy, he's good. I mean, I mentioned that he's from Denmark. He's a Great Dane, but now you see the quickness of his feet. And Anaheim has eons of good goaltenders. It might be something that General Manager Bob Murray tinkers with at the deadline to make a run for their second Stanley Cup in the 2000s. I mean, this was a pretty darn good puck support play from Carolina, and then leg save by Andersen.
Victor Fast was the story in the NHL last season. The young Swedish goaltender who burst onto the scene, got a brand new contract. He was injured this season. Jordan Stahl walks in off the stick wide. Right now rehabbing in the American Hockey League, but they also have John Gibson, who everybody wants. And I don't think Bob Murray, the GM here, will let him go.
No, and in these parts, it was Kirk Gibson and his home run for the Dodgers that was so famous for years. Gibson, an American-born goaltender, has the capability to be a star, most people think.
Now Ron Hainsey wheels it back out to center ice. Belmore coming all the way back in his own zone. Brett Belmore reversing now, and Carolina will start fresh. They added assists on the goal by Andrej Sekera. Ron Hainsey, Riley Nash pick up helpers on that goal. It comes all the way back. Spiza pushed off the puck, and it's shot wide by Riley Nash. Good play by Nathan Gerbe on Spiza. Now it's loose out in front. It pinballs around. Dug out by Riley Nash. Back to the point. Andrej Sekera faking, going wide of Solani. Holding onto it. Sekera right out in front. Blocked by Brian Allen. And no further play. Congratulations to Sauna Green, tonight's winner of a team-signed stick. And we thank you for playing with us tonight. You can celebrate Rex Healthcare's Tweet and Win contest all month long to celebrate Heart Awareness Month.
Well, Marutu has been a hitter on this trip there. Nathan Gerbe. That's the beauty of hockey. A smaller player, if he's strong on his skates, can deliver a big-time punch to a much bigger player.
Maroon tries to wheel it by Harrison now. It's Kyle Palmieri. He'll drop it back. Broken up by Andrej Sekera. Grayson Bowman going wide. Patrick Dwyer, his shot easily detected and fended out of play by Frederik Andersen.
Page out of the Anaheim book, a quick counter there. How quickly the puck can move from the defense to an offensive chance. That's one of the big reasons Anaheim has 5 on the board. Sekera does it here. The Hurricanes get a, not a great chance, but a decent chance. By the way, Sekera wearing number 4. During the Olympic break, I read the book by number 4, Bobby Orr. That is a must-read for any hockey fan, not just about hockey, but about life. An absolutely super, super book by the Hall of Famer.
Broken up by Cogliano. Back ahead they go. Daniel Winnick over the line. Walks in for a chance. It goes high. Over the top of Cam Ward. Skinner has some room. He attempts to get away from Cam Fowler. Skinner throws on the brakes. Defended by Fowler. Ahead now for Winnick. And back out to center ice. Cogliano can't get to it. Dealing back at his own zone. Miles paired with Ron Hainsey. Again, Carolina down a defenseman. Justin Falk is out with an injury here as the shot goes past Frederik Andersen, and it's played here by Ben Lovejoy. Off the boards and back out. An upper body injury to Justin Falk, sustained in period 1.
And I should mention to all Hurricanes fans that both General Manager Jim Rutherford and Assistant General Manager Ron Francis are here. We are told they will go back to Raleigh while the team will head north to San Jose. Of course, the trade deadline is Wednesday. And what has happened on this road trip, I'm just the color announcer, but I'm sure impacts their decision-making process and what they're going to do at that deadline.
Oh, absolutely. It comes out to center. Some key decisions have to be made. Now, Andre Sekera on the tape of Jiri Tlusty. Tlusty moving it by the defense. Francois Beauchemin is back on it. It's let go by Getzlaf, gained by Dustin Penner. Penner along the boards all the way out, and camped out is Corey Perry. He'll dart, spin, lay it back for Getzlaf. Played by Penner, in on Ward, who makes the save. Now Ryan Getzlaf. Taken off the puck by Jay Harrison, and Carolina starts fresh.
And if Cam has confidence, he just catches that puck, but you just want to see him fight to see if he can take steps towards locating that confidence. That's what these tough moments are for, to see.
Ryan Getzlaf over the line, cuts in, lays it back for Perry, who has two. It goes off the skate of Penner. Perry again to the outside, pushed by Gerby. Getzlaf in control. Corey Perry goes wide, lays it across for Spiza, broken up here and laid back out to center ice. Nathan Gerby got it from Nash, walks in, shut down by Anderson.
Well, the team that was here on Friday night, the St. Louis Blues, made a deal right before the game, John.
They did. Ryan Miller, Steve Ott are playing tonight for the St. Louis Blues in Phoenix. Jaro Halak right now with Buffalo. Some say he'll be on his way to Minnesota. And Chris Stewart.
Boy, Miller gives St. Louis and Ken Hitchcock, general manager Doug Armstrong, the goaltending that they feel that they've lacked. And Ott, a very coveted player because of the sandpaper that he brings. He's a leadership guy that learned under the best in Dallas, where he broke in before being in Windsor in the Ontario Hockey League.
And of course, Buffalo right now in disarray. Their organization, Pat LaFontaine, resigned yesterday. Tuomo Ruutu shut down by Frederick Anderson. He the head of their hockey operations, and right now the Buffalo Sabres have to answer a lot of questions. Jacob Silverberg, who has scored tonight, lays it back. Beauchemin fanning on it. Matt Pileski getting after it. Teemu Selanne in back of the goal. He goes off a body, rolls in on Cam Ward, and we get a stoppage of play. Coors Light, freeze Cam. We'll take a look at it here. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Well, you're not going to see a prettier individual effort than, the 5-0 goal. I'm still thinking about Sekera's goal, but there's a heck of a play from Silverberg, who was part of an offseason blockbuster deal. Daniel Alfredsson, the Swede, goes from Ottawa to Detroit. Surprises everybody. Bobby Ryan goes from here to Ottawa. Silverberg, who many people believe in his upside, makes a heck of a skill play there.
Maroon for Kyle Palmieri to the outside. Palmieri throws on the brakes, broken up by Patrick Dwyer, and now Drayson Bowman. Moving it by Beauchemin. Getting to it here is Hampus Lindholm. Maroon losing control. Carolina will start again. 5 minutes gone in this third period. Take a look at the shots on goal, but where it counts, Anaheim by a bunch. It's laid back for Harrison off a body. Off Bonino, back out to neutral ice.
One more note, that St. Louis Buffalo deal. When teams are competing to make a run in the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's like an arms race. Once the first team equips itself, and everybody seems like they have to follow suit. And that's why that could be such a pivotal trade in terms of what happens between now and Wednesday, because of the tone that was set with that deal.
Now Koivu will lay it all the way back in. Cam Ward leaves it for Andre Sekera. So we approach the 6-minute mark in this third period. Through the center zone, off the stick of Elias Lindholm by Anderson. Cam Fowler is back for Anaheim. Ben Lovejoy around the boards. Sekera reads the play for Carolina. Down the wall, trap chance, Lindholm denied. Skinner shovels high, off a stick. Getting to it is Cam Fowler. Away now for Saku Koivu, off the boards and back out as it deflects out of play.
Some teams win the cup, John, and they don't even make a deal because they have the belief in what they have. I mean, Chicago, who is right now the reigning Stanley Cup champions, not much done at the deadline in the shortened 48-game season last year.
And they have said, and they did say today, they're not getting anything done at the deadline. They made a small move, but significant. Peter Regan was acquired and is in their lineup now. So a little bit of depth there as they head down the stretch. course, Marian Hossa was injured in that game last night. The outdoor game played at Soldier Field. Corey Perry on the off wing. Tries to drag it by Brett Belmore. No quarter given. Alex Semin back in his own zone and back out. Hampus Lindholm defends on Jordan Stahl, who has the puck. He takes the bump from Beauchemin, and now it's played here by Ryan Getzlaf. Perry has room. Belmore cuts across. Corey Perry to an open wing. Jay Harrison, shouldered by Dustin Penner. They jam along the boards. Talusti dug it out. Back out to the center zone, it's Semin who gets it back. Alex Semin from well out tries to move on Beauchemin. His shot off the side of the goal. He got it back. Alexander Semin now darts away from Ryan Getzlaf. He'll spin one more time. Semin taken down by Beauchemin, and the Ducks will survive, and out they go. Matt Bolesky. The ice cut in half on him by Ron Hainsey, but the Anaheim player gets it back and shovels ahead.
Heck, good determined play from Hainsey, who has shown character on this trip, highlighted by standing up for Hudobin in that atypical Hainsey fight in Dallas.
Yes, he did. He stepped up on Antoine Roussel, took liberties on Anton Hudobin. Carolina will be in San Jose Tuesday night. As this trip will wind down, the Hurricanes will be back at you on Fox Sports Carolinas Tuesday night, starting with Hurricanes Live at 10 Eastern. Jakob Silfverberg with Teemu Selanne. Silfverberg shot off the stick of Harrison, and it goes out of play. 12:20 left to go in this third period. Ducks 5 and the Hurricanes 1.
Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by Raleigh Orthopedics. Go where the pros go. Raleigh Orthopedic. By Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. And by Ontario Tourism. Go fishinontario.com. Get hooked.
Well, from Southern California along the beach, we will head north tomorrow. Games at San Jose Tuesday night. Back inside Honda Center and an altercation. Brett Belmore and Patrick Maroon square off. A little shadow boxing here at the outset. Each player waits for the other to make that first move. Belmore with a couple of right hands. Maroon attempting to protect himself as they go to the boards now. Maroon, who they acquired from Philadelphia, tries to fight back. Belmore doing a good job to stand his ground. As Maroon gets the upper hand at the tail end.
This goes back to the first period hit that injured Justin Falk. Guaranteed. And these two players, Maroon and Belmore, may have played against each other in their junior careers. That is exactly why Belmore targeted Maroon. Watch this area right here. Off they go. Maroon played briefly after playing the United States Hockey League for London. Of course, Belmore played for Plymouth. And I'm sure that is the exact reason that Belmore wanted to fight Maroon after the Hurricanes probably didn't feel too good about the hit that injured their defensive star.
Spiza's shot stinging Manny Malhotra right off the faceoff. Malhotra has done a good job on faceoffs tonight, winning 8 out of 11 now back of the goal. It's loose. Played along for Nick Bonino, a turnover. Patrick Dwyer with a shot, easily blockered down by Frederick Anderson. Dwyer goes deep. Drayson Bowman now for the Hurricanes grinding. Bowman to the outside, lays it down low. Malhotra, now Dwyer. Dwyer in control. Fished out by Nick Bonino. Bonino has it, but a soft clear. Can't get it out. Kyle Palmieri had it, lost it. Inside it goes. Patrick Dwyer knocked down by Lucas Spiza. It's free. Brian Allen now attempts to move it. Matt Bolesky in control. Eric Stahl. Stahl with a shot through a maze. Fought off and covered by Frederick Anderson.
If Cam Ward had won the goaltending battle here, this might be an entirely different game. Actually, the Hurricanes have outshot Anaheim 34-27. Spiza making sure not to cover that puck. And Anderson has just stood tall. He's been much better through traffic. He's had quickness of his legs for a big man at key times. I've been really impressed.
Off the face-off now. Fowler gets to it. He'll move it by Jay Harrison. Again, all the way back. No icing here. Andre Sekera in control. Playing along the boards by Cogliano and back out. The Hurricanes facing a 5-game losing skid. Cogliano turns it by Sekera. Daniel Winnick inside, broken up by Harrison. Anaheim has won 2 games in a row coming off their win here against St. Louis on Friday night. Sekera moves it ahead, just about halfway through period 3. Skinner up top for Stahl, wide of Frederik Andersen. Elias Lindholm broken up by Anaheim's Daniel Winnick. Good play by Andrew Cogliano. Here he comes. A lead pass for Cam Fowler. He throws on the brakes. Lays it across. Getzlaf. Good save by Ward. He hangs on.
Board battles in all 3 zones. Cogliano just made an outstanding play. And you wonder if it's important? Well, we're going to show you why it's important. Watch the upper right portion of your screen right here. Played at the University of Michigan, catches Sekera. All of a sudden, tape-to-tape pass. And Cam Ward, off of the reception of the pass from Fowler, a defenseman jumping in, has to make a save, all because of that board battle won by Cogliano.
Penner now. Shot taken by Lindholm, denied by Cam Ward. Loose along the boards. Getzlaf on a cycle for Corey Perry, who has 2. Dustin Penner eluding Hampus Lindholm. It comes all the way back. 10:17 left to go in this 3rd period. Corey Perry back in his own zone. Turning stick of Ryan Getzlaf all the way through the middle. Penner makes the move, but again, no quarter given. Good play by John Michael Lyles. Intended for Yuri Talusti by the goaltender Anderson, who now moves it. Here's Getzlaf. Turning back in his zone is Francois Beauchemin.
Lyles has had his best game in some time. Maybe his best game as a Hurricane. Yeah, and I'm sure you say, really? In 5-1 deficit, he's even in the game. He's made some key plays.
Teemu Selanne caught off by Cam Ward. On the redirect, Brian Allen wide of Ward. Now Lucas Spiza lays it inside, knocked down by Matt Bolesky. He'll stay with it. A good play. Wedged by Silverberg wide. Here's Allen. His shot goes astray. Getting to it is Nathan Gerbe for the Hurricanes. He'll scoop it all the way back in the Duck zone.
It's held in. Here's Gerbe one-on-one.
Anderson high. He has it again. A wrap chance denied by Frederik Andersen. Ron Hainsey's bid is blocked. Hainsey in control. Little shovel chance by Dwyer is shut down by Frederik Andersen. Nathan Gerbe. Patrick Dwyer on the flank. Up top it's Lyles. Here it comes. Denied again by Frederik Andersen. Gerbe holding onto it. Lyles one more time. Gerbe in the ring with a shot blocked. Getting to it was Silverberg. Nathan Gerbe for John Michael Lyles. Here it comes. Tipped. Anderson the save. It's loose. Riley Nash now Gerbe. Oh, Anderson, what a save. Lyles with a shot off the goalpost, and they score finally. The Hurricanes never give up. Patrick Dwyer finally got to it. It's 5-2 Anaheim.
There is so much character in this whole play from Nathan Gerbe. Absolutely awesome. Way back when he made a key play in his own end just to loft the puck. Then the Hurricanes were just relentless. Dwyer in front, Nash battling in front, Lyles on the point. What an effort there from Gerbe. He breaks his stick, so he's got to drop it because that would be a penalty. And eventually, Carolina scored. I mean, this was just all about desire, not giving up on a game. Dwyer's got to be the guy to play because Gerbe can. He has no stick. But Gerbe was the bookend, to use one of your terms, John, on that goal. And that's the type of character you are looking for when times are toughest.
Lots of pride on the line. The Hurricanes are coming up big in that regard. Patrick Dwyer cuts the deficit now to 3. Players ever to play, whether it be in the National Hockey League, international play. Coors Light Cold Hard Fact on Teemu Selanne, 21st season in the NHL and highly decorated on the international pond.
All-time leading Olympic scorer. And by the way, as I said earlier, he played in Jokerit, very famous program in Helsinki, Finnish Elite League that I believe will go to the KHL. And he didn't come to the NHL until he was 22. What if he had come at 18? What would those numbers be? You talk about Jagr. Congratulations to him on 700 goals going to the KHL and coming back. What if Selanne had broken in as a teenager?
Yep. But an unbelievable career for a first-class individual in Teemu Selanne. It comes all the way back in the Anaheim zone. The assists on the goal, John Michael Lyles and Riley Nash. 11:29 the time. Patrick Dwyer, his 6th goal of the season. They have scratched Riley Nash and given it to Nathan Gerby. So Gerby and Lyles get the helpers on the goal. Corey Perry walks in. He'll circle. Wheel out in front for Ryan Getzlaf to the outside. Getzlaf again. Dustin Penner loads the gun. Blocked by Jay Harrison. Alex Semin back out to center ice. It's rolled off of his stick. He'll get to it along the boards and start again. A steal by Penner. Play broken up by Jay Harrison and back out. Anaheim now will start again. Ryan Getzlaf over the line. Lays it all the way back for Penner. A one-toucher. Beauchemin's shot swallowed by Cam Ward. No further play.
The 88 draft, John, huh? The 88 draft. Look at that. St. Louis takes Rod Brind'Amour and then 10th overall Teemu Selanne. In my opinion, two guys who should be absolute Hall of Famers. Selanne will be first ballot. I think Rod should get there. And how about number 7? Speaking of classy Hurricanes, Martin Gelinas, part of the Gretzky deal.
6:56 left to go in this third period. Out of the corner now. Toulouse, back it goes. Lindholm shot caught by Cam Ward.
Remember, I was playing junior hockey at the time, and there was a teammate of mine by the name of Brian Ralston. And Brian Ralston, who went on to have an excellent NHL career, came into the locker room one day and he said, there's this guy, Rod Brind'Amour. He got drafted in the first round by St. Louis, but he refused to put on the jersey that they give you at the draft. He said this Brind'Amour character said he'll put on the jersey when he plays in the NHL. That was a cool story.
There's a little glimmer into what was about to happen as Cam Ward will hang on to that shot taken by Lucas Sbisa. Shots are 33 for Anaheim and 41 shots on Frederik Andersen taken by Carolina.
And the way that Finnish players feel about Selanne. I mean, I just know the way Ruutu does, the way Jussi Jokinen, Joni Pitkanen. We hope Joni's doing better wherever he is. I don't know if he's in Raleigh or back in Finland right now. Because he's just such a good person. The numbers speak for themselves, but he's even a classier human being. He treats everybody with supreme respect.
Nash now inside for Gerby. Carolina out shooting Anaheim 15-7 in this third period. Jay Harrison in control. Wristing one wide of Frederik Andersen, played by Brian Allen off the boards and back out. Kyle Palmieri in a foot race with Jay Harrison. Harrison gets to it, back out to the center zone. Lurking for Carolina is Riley Nash. Ben Lovejoy plays the body on him. Just about 14 minutes gone in this third period. Bowman tries to move it by Fowler. Koivu for Cogliano. They turn. Bowman's shot caught by Frederik Andersen. 5:57 left to go in this third period. We're going down the stretch at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. In Anaheim, 5-2, the Ducks Tuesday night. This road trip will continue. Anton Khudobin likely to be the starting goaltender, as the Canes will see Joe Pavelski and Patrick Marleau and the rest of the San Jose Sharks.
Under Todd McClellan, team that continues to be an excellent regular season performer for many, many years. Just returning from a 3-game Eastern swing, Philadelphia, Buffalo, and New Jersey today.
They defeated New Jersey. It was a close game for a while, 4-2. Now it's played here. Alex Stalock got the winning goal for San Jose, and they will jet across and be ready for the old first game back. And we'll see how that goes as we head north.
Alex Stalock is one of Justin Falk's best friends, dating back to the University of Minnesota.
He's played well for San Jose this season. It's tipped just wide. Corey Perry lurking in front of Cam Ward. Ryan Getzlaf at back of the goal. Nobody home. Out in front. Hurricanes get to it. Broken up by Ron Hainsey, and now Hampus Lindholm. He'll scoop it ahead. John Michael Lyles coming back. Moving away from Perry. Getting a little bit of help from Ron Hainsey. Was by Dustin Penner. Swept by Getzlaf and gained by Manny Malhotra. Back out to center ice. And now a foot race as Elias Lindholm gets after it for the Hurricanes. Out of the corner. 5 minutes left in this third period. Francois Beauchemin's hard pressed. Loose play at the side of the goal. Skinner back to the point for Belmore, who moves it. Picked off by Lindholm, and out they come. Here's Daniel Winnick. Winnick over the line, pulls up, shot taken off of Sekera, and moved by Cam Ward, but off of Andrew Cogliano. Out of the corner, Andre Sekera for Carolina. Cogliano broken up. Saku Koivu Inside it goes, out of the reach of Winnick. Getting to it is Elias Lindholm, and it's stolen by Koivu. Now Winnick. Koivu again. His shot goes wide as Ward possibly got a piece of it. Eric Stahl tries to clear, and now the Hurricanes finally will.
It reminds me of different times. Koivu injured. Game 3 in Montreal. Brind'Amour ties it late, and Eric Stahl scores on the power play in overtime.
Skinner with a shot easily detected by Frederik Andersen. It's rolled around to the top of your screen. 43 shots for Carolina. Now a shot taken. Andersen again does not locate it at first, but then does off the stick of Jordan Stahl.
Well, speaking of sticks, let's look back to the first meeting in a game that Carolina won. This was in overtime, 4-on-4 hockey. Semin getting ready to get on the ice. Here comes Perry. Takes his stick. and maybe Semin will go to the locker room before the team goes to San Jose and say, can I get my stick back, please?
The look was priceless. Why not?
Well, you just don't see that every night.
Not every night, no. Good play, though. Shot taken by Semin is blocked on the way through. Out of the corner, Maroon in control, and a penalty will be called here. Right off the face-off, Anaheim complains, but Carolina will get a power play. 3:51 left in this third period. The defenseman, Hampus Lindholm, will take a seat.
It's going to be a hook. Let's watch for 47 with that stick coming up. There you see it. By the way, there was no penalty called on the play back in Raleigh. Hurricanes ended up winning in the shootout as Perry not only stripped Semin of the stick, but just, carried it right onto his own bench. Maybe he wanted to get a look at Semin's right-handed pattern.
Let's see if they can get a quick power play goal here. Lyles in control. Now it's Semin. Semin to the outside. Lyles holding onto it. His shot knocked down in front. Out of the reach of John Michael Lyles and all the way back.
Hoping this is going to be a good building block for John Michael Lyles, because he's been, as I said earlier in the period, now he has something to show for it in assists. He's been very good in this game.
Talusti moves it deep. Ryan Getzlaf looks around. He'll hammer it off the boards and back out, killing time. 3:20 on the clock. Carolina down by 3. Alexander Semin over the line, walks in, pulls up on Beauchemin, lays it back. Harrison shot stopped by Andersen. No rebound.
Well, this was a pretty good entry with the man advantage. Harrison filling in, of course, no Falk available. So gaining the line, knowing the defense is coming, and you had a net drive that if Andersen does not handle that rebound, you might have something going. Boy, Andersen has been really, really good at the rebound control department.
Eric Stahl, Saku Koivu on the face-off. A false start. They will do it again. 1:20 left in the Hurricane power play. It'll be Eric along with Tuomo Ruutu, Jeff Skinner, Andre Sekera, and Elias Lindholm. Lindholm at one-point position.
This is the first time I remember seeing Lindholm on the point of a power play so far this year. I mean, he's now on this road trip, played on the flank in Semin's absence, the point, and has had some success earlier this year on the goal line with that right shot.
Off the draw now, moved out of harm's way by Nick Bonino, all the way down to Cam Ward. Carolina will start the breakout. Koivu, Cogliano, Lovejoy, and Fowler for Bruce Boudreau. Sekera, Eric Stahl cuts. Holds onto it. One-timer. Skinner denied by Andersen. From the boards, angled out of the zone by Ben Lovejoy. And the Hurricanes will start over. 53 seconds left in the power play. Sekera now will wind it up. Andre Sekera scored an electrifying goal. One-man show sequence in the second period. It goes deep along the boards. Laid along, knocked down by Jeff Skinner. Skinner inside for Ruutu, now Eric. Eric holding onto it, he has Lindholm. Couldn't get it there, broken up by Lovejoy. Ruutu, skate the stick, Sekera. Now Tuomo Ruutu darts. Andre Sekera, this way for Lindholm. He'll wind it back. 25 seconds left in the power play. Elias Lindholm in control. Looking for that seam pass. He'll throw it across. Shot taken by Skinner, glances wide. Now Lindholm has control with 14 seconds left in the power play. Back it goes for Sekera. Now in the circle, they dart again. Ruutu's bid, shut down by Andersen. As they had a couple of cracks at it. Ruutu originally, then Eric Stahl, but This goaltender has been dynamite.
I think he's one of the 3 stars in a 5-2 hockey game. He's faced 48 shots. He's had a significant edge in the goaltending battle at both ends. And especially in the first period early, before Anaheim scored 3 quick goals, he made 3 or 4 quality saves that allowed his team to grab hold of this game on home ice before the first period buzzer sounded.
Carolina 2 shots shy of 50. It comes all the way back. Now it's Lyles. Lyles holding onto it, moving away from Koivu. A screen shot off the outside of the goal post. Now Harrison for Jordan. This way it's Semin. Semin holding onto a tough angle. Fought off by Anderson. Semin one more time. He even turns on the ice. It goes off the stick of Cogliano, and it sails out of play.
And he's got a mask issue now. Semin challenged him from that sharp angle, and he almost had that puck go off his body and in the net. Boy, oh boy, we mentioned it earlier, the log jam of goaltenders here in Anaheim. Yeah, it hits the side of his mask, probably breaks his snap. And he had a choice there to actually remove that mask from his head, which would have resulted in an immediate whistle.
Amazing numbers there, as we just saw. It goes wide off the face-off. Shot taken by Alexander Semin with just about 90 seconds left in this third period. Canes will be in San Jose on Tuesday night. Corey Perry rolls it ahead. He has 2 goals tonight for Anaheim. Along the boards, Dustin Penner cuts. Little toe drag. Getzlaf, Perry, holding. Off of Belmore. Lindholm looking for Perry, broken up, carried out, and a chance here for Alex Semin walking in. He scores! Alexander Semin with 65 seconds left. It's now 5-3 Anaheim.
You might want to look to pull your goalie right off the faceoff or even get him on the bench right now. This is a 2-goal game. Anybody that ever wonders if Alex Semin has speed, just show this clip. He can play a fast game. And I'd show this clip to him over and over again, because when he plays fast like this, he's one of the best players in the world. Injured yesterday, he's got a goal. Boy, I'll tell you, I might start with Cam Ward on the bench, but get him there as soon as this puck gets deep. This is a 5-3 game here.
Now under a minute left in regulation time. Around the boards it goes. On the 50th shot on goal, Carolina is within 2. Now Jeff Skinner over the line, walks in for a chance, denied by Anderson. Skinner attempts a pass, loose in back of the goal. Ward is still in back of the goal. Koivu is high-sticked. As the stick came high, it was Eric Stahl, I believe. They will check out Saku Koivu. And Stahl will take another penalty, and that'll just about do it. 40.3 seconds left.
Why was Cam Ward not on the bench here? Either before the faceoff or as soon as that puck went deep. This is a 5-3 hockey game, and we've seen momentum this year. Once you get that first one, how quickly things can happen. And now, of course, a penalty ensues. But Cam should have been on the bench right now, and you can't see it in this camera frame, but he still was deep in his crease. I don't understand why.
4-minute penalty on Eric Stahl, which is a moot point with 36 seconds left. Anaheim will win for the 3rd consecutive time in this sequence here. They have a boatload of home games this month. Carolina now will lose their 5th in a row as it's fed in on Anderson. He'll scoop it up. 24 seconds left. It'll be a face-off in the Anaheim zone.
Well, that's frustrating, because the Hurricanes were coming and anything can happen when a team's reeling. But, you know, when you look back at this hockey game, you look at the first period and Corey Perry. Talked about Perry and Getzlaf, the gold medalists in our open, and I think that they smell blood, and that goal that made it 3-0 really was a knockout punch back in the first from Fowler.
Loose puck now. Semin has it. 15 seconds on the clock. Out it goes. Corey Perry over the line on Harrison. Anaheim will win their 43rd game of the season. Their 24th on home ice. And the Canes will look for their first win in terms of this road trip Tuesday night in San Jose. Final count, Anaheim 5, Carolina 3.
very, very impressed with Anaheim's first period from the goal on out. Anderson, the saves early at 0-0, and then the big boys getting it done with the defense that gets involved in the offense, especially the neutral zone, as well as any team I've seen. Beauchemin and Fowler in particular. Hurricanes had 52 shots on net in this hockey game. This is a time of year where they need results. They've dropped 4 on this 5-game road trip. There were some character moments, especially Sekera in particular, with that nifty play in the second period.
Well, they were down in a big way, but not out, and the Hurricanes had to show some pride in this hockey game, and they did as they attempted a comeback here tonight. But the Anaheim Ducks, from stem to stern, have been the most dominant team in the National Hockey League this season, and they proved why tonight with a rousing 5-3 win over the Carolina Hurricanes. Stay with us. We have Hurricanes Live total post-game coverage from Honda Center. That comes your way next. Again, the final count, Anaheim 5, Carolina 3, right here on Fox Sports Carolina.